Why everybody is leaving the UK and why they need you in their life.
Most importantly, follow the rules.
How do you feel about the tax system?
Paying 55% taxes.
What was your background before you started?
I was working. No one's going to tell you that whether it's the right thing. It's about building a community of entrepreneurs.
Can you give us an example of what goes wrong if you don't set up properly?
So I had to guide him that, look, you need to completely...
Does HMRC require you to do for you to be considered?
There are two things that we need to consider here. This is especially for people who are planning to still live.
Now let's talk about the individuals who have moved over. How do they become UK?
General principle around the world is 183.
I wonder the UK has the resources to track all the different types of licenses that you can get and the cost.
There are two main types of licenses, isn't it?
If we want to get to 0% taxation, you've moved from the UK, you've moved to Dubai, you're establishing your business.
Now you need to know more about the taxation.
Dinner with a client now in the UK, that's like the sexy thing on Instagram is the golden visa.
How is your creativity going to benefit the country?
Where are you finding your recruits?
Grow a business in the UAE with a workforce.
Give us 2 or 3 businesses that you like.
I made my entire salary of why are you still working? You're making someone else rich. We're running 8 companies around.
I've never seen so many Birkins in a shopping mall.
You've just spent 15,000 on wine. I'm like, yeah, we had an expensive time.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bianca Miller-Cole.
And I'm Dr. Byron Cole.
Welcome back to Self-Made Unfiltered.
We have an absolutely incredible hour and a half for you guys because we know what you want to know. And we have the person here to give you the answers. Mr. Stallone, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about all things business, entrepreneurship, and why everybody is leaving the UK and why they need you in their life. Taxes. Now, I'm going to start with this. I wish we knew you before we started this journey 5 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Because
the pain.
the moving to Dubai is one thing. We've now fully moved, obviously, as you know, and as the people know. But for the past 5 years, we've been half and half. And we set up our company, first of all, 5 years ago. Now, sometimes you don't know what you don't know because there's different types of company formations that you can do, etc., etc. We're going to get into all of that. But before we do that, let's give some context. Tell the people who you are.
My name is Stallone Shaikh, and I am the founder of Alliance Street Consultancy. And we help entrepreneurs from high tax jurisdiction set up businesses in the UAE in the legal way. Most importantly, I would say we follow the rules, right? And especially people from the UK, they do have many rules that they need to follow from the HMRC. And keeping those in mind, we build structures that are absolutely legal and above board. So this is what we do with Alliance Street. Other than that, we also have business loans and mortgages for non-residents that we do. We also do CFO services, which means if you're struggling with your business, we look at your accounting, we look at your work and see how you can grow your business by looking at the throughput accounting and many other aspects of your business to help you grow your business.
Love that. I mean, this is going to go on for too long. I don't know how we're going to fit this all in. First of all, let's just talk from just a personal level. How do you feel about the tax system versus tax system in the UK versus the tax system here? How do you feel about it? Just how do you feel generally speaking?
Well, I've always lived in the UAE, I would say at least for the last 15 years. So I have felt the pain through people and entrepreneurs that I have moved over from the UK. I don't have any personal experience of taxes in the UK, but I can feel the pain when a lot of the clients from the UK tell me they have to pay taxes on, that's 25% on their corporation, then dividend taxes. So in general, they're paying 55% as taxes in the UK. Whereas in the UAE, they've just recently introduced 9%. On most businesses, but for some it can still be 0 if you really know how to do it and you follow the rules. So, and there's no personal income tax, no dividend taxes. So being in the UAE, it completely elevates your lifestyle and the way you live. And I would say it also improves your business because you have more money to then put back into your business.
Love that. Someone said to me recently they have achieved in 1 year here in the UAE what it took them to build in 10 years in the UK.
I would second that because, it's been 4 years since we've built business. I mean, I started working businesses or I started the consultancy. And yes, the success that we've achieved is tremendous. And I would never have imagined this before starting out.
What was your background before you started the consultancy?
So I've always been into banking. I've worked with JP Morgan Chase as a financial advisor. I worked with American Express. And I moved to the UAE and I was a relationship manager with one of the leading banks in the UAE, working with small, medium enterprises and corporate in the UAE. Now, this is what taught me what business is like in the UAE, what are the structures available, how the large corporates use structures around the world, and everything that is required in business. Mostly, I was working with foreign exchange, investments, trade finance. And this is where I learned a lot of things about business in the UAE or global in general, because most people setting up businesses here are expats. They already have businesses around the world, and they establish here for many different reasons: expansion, tax savings, and many things. By education, I am a part MBA and ACCA. So I've completed my ACCA education through University of West of Scotland, and this is where I learned the UK tax system. Now, my experience and my education has put me in a way to know the best of both worlds, I would say, and that's what we've incorporated in our business to make sure that we do the right thing. And there are so many agencies in the UAE where you can just establish a company, but no one's going to tell you that whether it's the right thing for you to do, even, because all they're driven by is selling you a license. And for us, it's not about selling you a license. It's about building the right structure that you can grow with and is legal for you to do. So that's what we care for most. And it's about building a community of entrepreneurs that you grow with. So this is the concept of what we do with Alliance Street.
Now, I know from speaking to you before that you said when you were, in those corporate environments, you saw people set up the wrong structure.
Yes.
And then lots of things went wrong. So can you give us an example of what goes wrong if you don't set up properly?
That's a great question. So I'll tell you a story why exactly we even started Alliance Street. A client of mine came to me when I was a relationship manager, and we had to open a business bank account for the client. Now, he came to me with a holding company, and when I wanted to know more about his business, his KYC, he asked me, he told me that he wants to trade for his businesses around the world. So I looked back and said, this does not match your business profile, the activity that you've chosen, compared to the business that you wish to do. Now, as a holding company, as most people know, you are only allowed to own businesses under it and receive dividends, but you can't actively trade, buy, and sell on behalf of your other entities using a holding company. So the bank would never approve this business profile for the activity that he had chosen. So I had to guide him that, look, you need to completely change your activity to a trading activity, and then we can onboard you as a client. As a result, he had to go back to the free zone, change everything, get a lot of documentation, spend a lot of time and money staying here doing that. And after a month, he came back to me and I was able to then open his bank account with the right information and the right business profile. So this is where I initially decided that there's a lot of this happening in the market out here. And if we could set up a business looking at the end goal in mind, guide the people correctly as to what's the right business activity that matches your KYC, that's when it would be a successful journey for an entrepreneur entering the business. But now it's even more complex. Now you need to know more about the taxation, not just the UAE, but international taxation. For example, if you're a trader and if you're, let's say, buying goods from China and selling into UK, for example. Now, there is an option if you are a wholesale distribution of goods, you could buy those goods from China and sell into UK as long as you meet certain criteria, like having an office in the designated zone, having regular employees and work conducted in the designated zone, and substance requirements, you can still qualify for zero corporation tax on this entire business. And many other rules and regulations that are around in the UAE and even internationally that you need to know before establishing your business here. So this is what we have now incorporated when we do look at a business that say that they want to set up here. We look at all of these aspects. Bank accounts, whether the business profile matches the client, whether it's the right jurisdiction that they would be setting it up, whether it's a free zone or a mainland or a designated zone. And what are the international tax compliances that they need to adhere to? Let's say if it's a person from the UK who wants to establish, there are HMRC guidelines for a foreign permanent establishment that needs to be looked at. So all of these things, we look at it and then make sure that we guide the client before establishing their business.
I guess that the primary question there, most of, I guess, our viewership are probably from the UK thinking about moving to Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about HMRC.
Okay.
And like HMRC, you know, in the UK, sometimes is considered to be a naughty word. People don't always want to talk about
swearing.
it. Yeah. But I think it's important because I think that's where people go wrong. So let's take a step back and let's talk about what does HMRC require you to do for you to be considered a non-taxpayer in the UK?
So there are two things that we need to consider here. One is an individual person to be a non-taxpayer and a company to be a non-taxpayer. Now, let's first touch on the company topic. If you are a UK business owner, want to establish a business in the UAE, there are three main principles that you need to adhere to. The first is the central management and control. If you are having a business in the UAE, you need to be able to demonstrate that the control and management of your business is located in the country it is, which is, let's say, UAE at this time, right? So either you need to make sure that you are traveling all the time here and making sure all the business is conducted here, or you need to have a manager who is taking care of all of your control and management decisions of the business in the UAE. There's a very famous case of Woods and Woods against the HMRC. If the viewers are looking, they can, of course, look it up online, where the HMRC actually lost a battle against this company because their control and management was actually in those areas where the business was actually conducted. So there's a famous case of Woods and Woods against the HMRC, where the Woods and Woods were able to demonstrate that their businesses around the world were actually centrally managed and controlled in the areas where they had their businesses. And hence the HMRC could not prove that their offshore businesses or the businesses outside of the UK were a UK tax resident. So people can look it up online and know more about how this exactly works. So central management and control is the primary principle that anyone that is looking to establish their business here should know before establishing their business. This is especially for people who are planning to still live in the UK and have their businesses here.
So let's break that down, make that super easy. So you're saying if you live in the UK, you
Yes.
can establish a business in the UAE,
Yes.
but the business in the UAE needs to be managed.
The primary function of
business,
the
business needs to be managed in the UAE.
In the UAE.
Okay, so that UK person can still be a UK tax resident in the UK,
Yes.
but they are benefiting from a lesser level of taxation
Yes.
by having their company established in the UAE.
Yes, absolutely.
And they can continue to live in the UK.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is something that most people go wrong with. I would say I've seen thousands of businesses established, and 70%, if not more, they just established their companies here thinking that they will be tax-free or save taxes on their businesses here. But if ever there have to be an audit on their business, they would not be able to justify this. And the HMRC can easily claim back taxes or even fine them equal amount or more for the taxes that they have saved.
Do you need more customers? The answer I hear you say is, of course, Byron. Well, we have an incredible opportunity for you. if you're interested in becoming a professional speaker, that will not only give you the authority from the stage, but it will give you new audiences. And we have seen so many of our speakers sell their products and services from the stage, and in many instances, not only double, but triple their income from selling their services from the stage. Now, I encourage you to reach out to us to explore the opportunity for you to speak about your expertise, your knowledge, your information, or just your story, because the world wants to hear it. Don't make this a thought for 2026. Make this a reality. Somewhere along this video, somewhere along in the comments, you'll find the details to have a conversation with our team for you to become a paid professional speaker. See you on the inside.
So you're saying if they were in the UK, their company was in the UAE, HMRC could say, hey, you were not doing this correctly.
Yeah.
Give me back the 40% odd level of, or up to 55% taxation on that.
So on corporations, it's 25%.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what they would claim
Right.
for being as taxes.
Now let's talk about the individuals who have moved over,
Yes.
who want to save some taxes. They've set up their company. Let's talk about that. How do they become a UK non-resident or non-domiciled? Like, take us through that.
So the general principle around the world is 183 days to be living in the country for you to be a tax resident of that country, right? It could be the UK, UAE, or anywhere. Now, with the UK, it goes a bit more step further. Now, you may be an individual saying that I don't live in the UK for 183 days. But if you're recently moved, there's something called SRT, the Statutory Residency Test. Now, in this, there are additional guidelines for people to know as an individual to meet the additional criteria. For example, you cannot have a home that is accessible to you in the UK
Crazy.
for you to be, meeting the statutory residency test. Your immediate family, like your kids, can't be living in the UK and you can't be spending a lot of time with them, for it to be also not being a tax resident or to meet the statutory residency test criteria. And if you ever go back to the UK, you can't spend more than 90 days in the UK.
At any given time.
Yes.
And you'll be pleased to know I now have a spreadsheet.
Yeah, you've been logging it religiously.
All my entries into the UK.
Yes.
All of my hours worked.
Yes.
Because I've got my formula that you've given me.
Yes.
And I'm like, what constitute a working day? What constitute a travel day? And then I'm like, people are asking why I arrive on Friday and I leave on Sunday. That's the reason why.
This is why.
Because I'm not, listen, I don't want no stress. When Mr. HMRC comes knocking one day, 10 years time or whenever, I say, Habibi, there you go. I've not been here. Now what? But I wonder, if the UK has the resources to track all this information. Sure, the UAE does, but the UK, I wonder if they have the resources to track who comes in and out.
Well, they are implementing these things right now. I'm sure you must have heard of the digital ID.
Yes.
And they are now also implementing rules that you can't leave the country or travel out of the country more than 4 times.
Well,
and
is
so
that you think
on.
that's going to be a real thing?
I mean, if it is implemented, then
That's
that
crazy.
definitely
You can't
they
leave
will-
more than 4 times in what period?
in a year
Without something happening. What was it? What was the rule?
without notifying the HMRC or something. I'm not
Something
really
like
sure.
that,
There's a
yeah.
lot of news going on. But I think a lot of things are going digital right now. So even if the digital ID is implemented, everything is going to be connected to your digital ID. So these are the kind of things that the HMRC is implementing for you to, or for them to know and keep a better track of people. They're even now implementing AI to track your social media, to know what you're spending and to match your taxes against your online lifestyle. So there is a lot
I
that's
mean,
going
that is so hard to measure.
You know what? We have obviously Emirates ID and it's connected to everything. You can't do anything without your Emirates ID.
Yeah.
And we're okay with
We
it.
accept it, yeah.
We're like, it's
But we're not happy about the UK option.
yeah.
I
Is
think
it-
it's about trust.
Is that right?
Or is it just that you had no choice? Maybe it's because you had no choice. When you moved to
You
the
came
UAE,
into it and it was
you
made
the
already a system.
and there was a system and you had to comply with the system.
So you're saying people
Whereas
don't
in
trust
the
the government as
UK,
much?
maybe, but in the UK, that system doesn't exist. So when you want to bring something in, there's always going to be a little bit of resistance with the new system.
And soon it'll be like you can't open a bank account unless you have your Emirates ID.
Your UK ID.
Yeah, your UK ID. But even now, HMRC, you have to have ID to
have your business,
company's house, and all this stuff.
But I think what you have to think about is the UK are going to put these things in place, and maybe that's fine. But the problem is they release little bits of news regularly to test the market. Let's test if people get angry about the concept of you not being able to leave the country.
Angry in the UK and angry in another territory is different.
Very different.
Angry in the UK is some people moaning in the pub.
Yeah.
Angry in another territory, they're gonna be at your doorstep. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to regular scheduling.
So I guess, sorry, go on.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say, so if you are in the UK, you're allowed to maintain your property. You can have a property, but it cannot be accessible. I think that's a really important point just to kind of labor on.
Yes. So you might want to then rent it. That means you can prove it that you are not living there. So this is what you would do if you still own a property in the UK. So this, so better rent it. And
then they want their tax on that, that income tax. You better start paying that money over. Right, so let's go back to the license because we went through this journey ourselves.
Yeah.
And first of all, talk about the different types of licenses that you can get and the cost, because there's a massive cost difference versus company's house, setting up a company for £50 in the UK and one here, which has an annual fee, which will start slapping you every year when you got to start renewing it, which you've done for 5 years now. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So there are two main types of licenses. One is a mainland and a free zone. Now, if you're someone who wants to cater to businesses outside of the UAE, or if you're like a consultancy business, you can still establish a free zone. Most free zone businesses are either a 1 or 2 person company, a very small startup business. The costs in establishing and the regulations in establishing a free zone are much lesser compared to a mainland. Now, if you're someone who wants to cater to local businesses, you can also do international business with a mainland. And if you want access to government contracts and let's say potentially 5 years down the line, you want to build a business that can be sold, I would rather go with a mainland company because the regulations, yes, that are higher. However, the kind of benefits that you get in return are also much higher compared to that, which means you can work with anyone. Also, there is a mandatory WPS requirement, which means your employees, if they get paid through a WPS, they get more benefits. Their salaries are more, I would say, credible by the banks in case if they want to access any lending. Free zone companies, if you do pay a regular salary, is also accepted, but the credibility is higher when it comes through a WPS, a wages protection system in the UAE. Also, you are allowed to rent an office in the mainland and most areas. Yes, and mainland has more credibility, I would say, in the local lending compared to a free zone company. We would use free zone if you're a trading company, for example, like I mentioned earlier. If you want to avail the qualifying free zone person criteria and get a 0% on your entire trading activity, you would then choose a designated zone to establish your trading activity. So there are different reasons. Certain free zones are specialized in certain things. Like, let's say the media city is specialized for media, right? Or if we talk about Jebel Ali, this is more of a trading hub of the UAE. And if you want to access the seaport in Jebel Ali, then you might want to have your business there. So there are different areas you can choose from for your free zone or a mainland. But if you're someone, let's say a UK entrepreneur who's just trying to test the waters into the UAE, you could establish a free zone company. And yeah, that would be an easy way out because it can be established completely remotely. You just need to come down to the UAE to get your residency visa. Now, in most cases, it will take 2 weeks, but you can also expedite it to be done within 5 working days.
Fast track.
Yes, the fast track process.
One thing I like about Dubai, everything's with the
there's always a possibility of a VIP fast track.
VIP fast track?
Yeah.
Pay the money. We love that. And what's the cost difference between like mainland and free zone? Just average.
For the license, not
for the
with
license,
the visa,
yeah,
just the
for
license.
The license.
So licenses in the free zone start from 5,000, 6,000 dirhams, really. But there are so many people that are just advertising those licenses. It does not give you everything for you to establish and run a business. For example, if you want to set up a business in the UAE, you need a license, you need a residency visa, and some banks also need to see your office address or a personal address. So all of these things do not come with your license alone. And that's when the banking gets expensive, because their goal is just to sell you a license, get you through the door, then you're stuck with them, and then they upsell you with all of these other products that you actually really need to set up your business and
Every
operate your
change,
business.
every tweak, every fee, admin fee, registration fee. So a message to the viewers. Don't just buy cheap, yeah, because it's going to cost you in the long run.
Yes.
Honestly, we've experienced these little micro changes that you might not have even thought of in the beginning, because we didn't have any consultation. We just went in, did what we had to do, and it served us relatively well. But as we now are relocating, we may need to revisit this conversation, and it's gonna, another cost again.
Yes.
So go ahead. Anyway,
And
Mainland.
I think just back to that point, that's why you said have the conversation, the consultancy with you to understand your plan.
Yes.
Like, I think that's the problem. I feel like when we did ours, they didn't ask us our plan. They just said, "You want a license? Sure. You want some visas?"
Yallah.
And then
That's
and then now it's like, "Oh, but you need this, you need this, you need this."
Yes.
And so I think you're right in that you need someone who has an entrepreneurial mindset, who can establish what your plan is,
Yes.
so you can get the things done in the first place. And yes, it might work out more of an expensive investment at first, but actually in the long term, it's more beneficial.
Absolutely.
As
If
my
you're
mum would
forward
say,
thinking,
buy good, buy once.
yeah, or buy cheap, buy twice.
I mean, but who says that? Is that an alternative saying?
That's what I've heard from you.
No,
before.
my mum says buy good, buy once.
Nah,
Why
I've
would you
never
now
heard
say
that
buy
one.
twice, buy
Nah,
cheap?
I've not heard that one before.
These are not. I'm trying to give a little Jamaican saying, and what are you doing?
No, listen, I'm just saying that's how I
Okay.
felt the message you sent to me before. Like, buy cheap, buy twice. Don't make us get your mum on the phone, you know. So how
Okay,
much
so you
will
get the
it
license,
cost?
so then tell
Cost
us
for the
what
main-
do you really need? Give us the breakdown. If we want to get to 0% taxation, you've moved from the UK, you've moved to Dubai, you're establishing your business, what do we need?
So 0%, let's say if you're a consultancy, is not achievable realistically. But let's say the first $100,000 that you make in your business is taxed at 0%. There are no taxes on that. Anything above that is charged at 9% on your net taxable income, which means if you are someone, let's say, who's established a business here and you've moved here, you could also pay yourself a salary. Now, your salary is a tax deductible expense to the company, but you as an individual, there are no personal income taxes in the UAE. And if you're a lifestyle business, if you're meeting clients and you're traveling, you could also deduct those expenses from your company. And many other allowable expenses that are there that you can deduct from the company and then come to a net profit on which you pay a 9%. Now, for any new business that's established here, up to a 600,000 pounds or 3 million dirhams in equivalent, you can claim for small business relief and pay 0 on your entire income. So these are for consultants, coaches, or traders, or e-commerce businesses. But there are certain other categories that can qualify. Let's say a trading activity of wholesale distribution could qualify if they meet the substance requirement, the adequate office in the designated zone, and if they're trading outside of the UAE, no business within the mainland, they can qualify for 0 on their entire income as well. So these are the main criterias. But in general, it's 9% compared to a 25. Now, there are no personal income taxes or dividend taxes that can be utilized. So overall, it accounts to a lot more that you can achieve by establishing a business here.
And I know we asked this question before and you gave us the answer, but for the people, why would any business not just take all of the money out and pay it as a personal income?
You can't, because you need to be justifying your salary. You can't just take your entire income as a salary because, of course, we just want to be fair to wherever we are doing. If your salary is as per the market standard, you're allowed to take it no matter what it is. And it is allowable for you to deduct that from your corporate taxes. But if you think that you're just going to be smart and just take your entire income, that's something that can get you into trouble. And we always advise against it.
Now, who determines the market value? Because I mean, I'm really good at my job. So I'm elite. I'm top 10% here, top 1%. Who determines this number?
So it would depend on your turnover of the company.
Sure.
Right? And how much an equivalent of your company in the market with X amount of employees is getting paid. So those are the kind of rationale that would be implied when you are taking a salary to your company. So generally, I would say 10 to 15% is acceptable. But if you start going much higher, then we need to be able to justify the salary that you take. But in the end, let's talk about what all that you can put on the company, right? If you're traveling for business, you can put that.
Yes.
So most of you, like for example, you are speakers, you need to travel to different countries. So your flight and hotel will definitely have to be paid for.
Yes. In fact, that Maldives trip that I was thinking about doing a recce for, a
recce trip.
Yeah, we need to go and make sure the space is suitable for a retreat.
Yeah, I don't think that. No, you were going to speak there.
No.
No, you're going to recce.
We want to just paint this picture. We would like to hold a retreat in the Maldives.
Yes.
And it just so happens we need to go business class, of course. But we need I don't, we're trying to be conscious here. We need to make sure that the space is to our palate. Would that be deemed a tax deductible expense?
If you both are personally benefiting from it,
no, I'm not.
In a way you are.
Yeah.
In a way you are. So you could still take 50%,
50%,
as a tax deductible allowance. Now, while you could still claim for the entire money from the business into your personal accounts, but for tax purposes, you would only be taking 50% if you personally benefit from it.
I mean, I personally wouldn't want to go. I mean, I'm just, this is purely for work purposes, right? But anyway, okay, 50%.
That's fair.
What other items could a consultant deem a tax deductible expense?
So let's say if you go out for a dinner with a client, you could use that as a tax deductible expense. Of course, your travel can be a tax deductible expense. Other than that, there are many other things that you could do. I can share.
Yeah.
A couple of
dinner with a client now in the UK, that's like entertainment.
Yeah. Have you seen it? In Wolf of Wall Street when the dad comes in, right? And he goes, 15,000 on wine? You spent 15,000. This is the vibe I'm getting. Stallone's gonna call us one day. He goes, like, Byron and Bianca, you've just spent 15,000 on wine. I'm like, yeah, we had expensive clients.
Yeah.
It depends what the client was paying, right?
What do you want to do? We have to entertain them, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. But we didn't get from you the cost of a mainland.
Yeah. So generally, a cost of a mainland company could be around 25 to 35,000 dirhams, depending on your office and everything that you take. And a free zone company around 16 to 18,000 dirhams, including your visa costs and everything. This is your average cost.
It's so similar. It's not that far apart. Because I feel like we pay about 15,000.
Now you're only paying for your renewal of your company.
Not even the visa. Then you got to pay the visas on top.
Yes. So some free zones, for example, also do have the visa free for life options right now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
If you choose some of the free zones, like Russell Kema, for example, there you can establish a company for 12,000 dirhams, and with 14,000 dirhams, your visa will be covered for life. So there
is it
are
worth redoing
options
it?
as
Is
well.
it worth starting again for that basis? Because the visa cost is it adds up.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that's a great point now that you bring up, right? Now, if you're someone who's living in Dubai, now, for example, if you set up a Russell Kema license, certain things that you may need to do would have to go and do it in Russell Kema. Let's say your biometric at the start or all those things would have to be done in Russell Kema.
Yeah.
Let's say even your driving license, if you need that, you would have to go to
Go back
Russell
there.
Kema to change those and so on. So there there are these, logistical complications that may come up. So this is why it's important for us to understand the long-term goal of a client. Most people initially just set up to see if they can try and save taxes, but then the minute they land in this country, they see the opportunities, they see the business growth, and they want to relocate. Now, this is where we understand what is it that is involved for the client before establishing that business. And based on that, if you're purely cost sensitive, then we can go to Ras Al Khaimah or any of these northern free zones and get you a cost effective license. But if you are someone who likes the Dubai lifestyle and want to do everything here, then I would recommend you to choose a Dubai free zone and do it in Dubai. Because if you decide 2 years, 3 years down the line you want to move, your life gets more simpler and easier.
So then if you establish the license in Ras Al Khaimah, for example, you can still do business in Dubai.
Absolutely.
You're not limited by that.
No.
So when we're talking about going back and forth, that's maybe once a year. You have to do your ID updates and so on.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. And your driving license. But then does it have an impact on your cost of car insurance or something when you're in Dubai?
No.
So let's go back to that question. Is it worth, if you've established a business and actually you've got your license and stuff, but it's not working for you, is it worth starting again and doing it properly?
You could try that. But when we do that now, we would need to understand your 5 years goal.
Plan.
What do you plan to do? And if I talk about you, I understand that you would be growing further and further, right? So which means you would need employees to be hired under the business. Maybe you might require an office for the business. And maybe 5-10 years down the line, you plan to sell your business. So that is when we build the structure for you that can scale with you. So this is what we would need to be understanding before we do anything.
So I guess the sexy thing on Instagram is the golden visa.
Yes.
Everyone wants this.
Everyone wants a golden visa, right? But tell us from your perspective, if you're trying to establish yourself, maybe you've moved, maybe you haven't. I don't know if there's a difference there. But do you want to start with the golden, or do you just want to start and get your employment visa or your business visa? What's the best visa to start with?
The most cost-effective way will be a business visa, because it's about 25,000-30,000 dirhams compared to investing 2 million dirhams in a golden visa, right? So if you're someone who wants to start or move or even dip your toe in the UAE, starting a company would be a most cost-effective way for you to do that. It allows you to also use and grow a business here, have some income here before you start investing in many things. But as you scale and grow and you have excess money lying here and that you can invest, that's when you potentially buy a real estate and get your golden visa at the next stage. So most clients that we've had, first they set up their business, they save money, and then they invest that money in their properties. One, they can also earn higher income, be tax-free, and at the same time be eligible for golden visas.
Before we move on, we have to explain, because some people might not know what a golden visa is.
Yes.
Can you explain?
Sure. A golden visa is a 10-year visa, and most visas in the UAE are a 2-year employment visa, which has to be renewed every 2 years. Now, a golden visa is renewable every 10 years if you still qualify. To qualify for a golden visa, there are many different ways. The common way is to invest in a real estate with 2 million dirhams, or roughly around 450,000 pounds in a UAE real estate, and then you get eligible for a golden visa. In an employment visa, you are required to come to the UAE once every 6 months to keep your visa active. Whereas in a golden visa, the plus point is you can remain out of the country for those entire 10 years and not be mandated to come to the country to keep your visa active.
A lot of creators are getting this golden visa at the moment. In fact, some of them are messaging me like, how do I get my golden visa? They're like, I just want to be a creator and get it for free.
And they're getting it without having to invest in property, right? So there is a way, there are other types of golden visa.
Sure, but you see, you need to be able to contribute to the UAE vision. Just because you're a creator does not mean that you get a golden visa. There are additional criteria that you need to meet. And most important of all, how is your creativity going to benefit the country? So this is the primary criteria. If any creator is willing to apply for the golden visa based on that. You need to demonstrate that to be able to be eligible for a UAE golden visa being a creator.
You're listening to this podcast right now, and I know you are thinking, how do I do it? How do I move to Dubai? And how do I leverage the opportunity, not only to be able to save on taxes, but also how do I use this as an opportunity to make more money? Well, if that is you and you're thinking about doing it, you need to get in touch with Stallone and Alliance Street. Why? Because it's important to think about your long-term strategy. This isn't just a flash in the pan opportunity. This is an opportunity for growth. And with growth, we need strategy. And that is what they can offer you. Make sure you contact Alliance Street on the details below.
Okay, businessman to businessman. Let's have a heart to heart. First of all, I love the ensemble and what you're wearing.
Oh, thank you.
And, I said, oh, nice watch. And I saw the initials. And then it made me start thinking. And I said, somebody said to me the other day, he said, Byron, why do you have your initials on your shirt? And then immediately what came to my mind is you've never experienced buying a tailor-made suit. Is that a fair statement? I won't let you answer that because I want them to come to me for the smoke. But I love the outfit. First, so let's talk this. I'm new to the journey of recruiting staff.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, what are your experiences recruiting, and where are you finding your recruits? And people think that, like, I want to talk salaries. Where's the salary range? Is it more expensive in the UK? Is it cheaper here? What's the work ethic like? I want to talk about it all. Talk to me.
Wonderful. Well, the first question, it is difficult to get the right talent. There is plenty of people that would apply for a job, and we post most of our ads on LinkedIn. We'd have hundreds of CVs that come in, but because we are in this niche of tax advisory, we need people to also understand international taxation. It's been a year for me to be able to find the right guy for my accounting team. Although we have, already, but we're still growing and we need more people. So that's where it gets difficult if you have a specific niche that you want to master. But in general, it is, I would say, cheaper for people to be hiring people in the UAE compared to the UK because there are no additional national insurance contributions that you need to make. Plus, we have workforce from Asia, which for them to move to the UAE, they're already doubling their salaries. So if you were able to hire someone for £1,000 in the UK, I'm not sure if that's even possible, is it?
Not really, no.
Right? But then £1,000 is a good starting salary in the UAE. And from what most of my clients tell me, that they could pay 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros plus, equal contribution, but they still can't get them to do the amount of work that they need them to do because they have so many rights and everything. Whereas in the UAE, everyone is work driven because it's your work that is giving you your visa in the UAE, which means they need to do diligently work for those 8 hours and contribute more to the business. So I would say it's much easier to grow a business in the UAE with a workforce compared to any other European or UK countries.
And you're in the beautiful position of accountancy whereby you get to see who's making money. So we want to know, give us 2 or 3 businesses that you're like, that's interesting, or that you may have invested in. What does that look like for people? Tell us the juicy businesses. What's making money out here right now?
Well, I could talk about some of my personal experiences here. About 3 years ago, I was employed with the bank, as I told you, and I left the bank to start my own journey. Now, as a new entrepreneur, for me, whatever I was making was much more than what I was earning as a salary. In fact, the first day I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I made my entire salary of a month in that very first day, which I collected.
Wow.
Right? Now, within a month, it was 10 times more than what I was already earning as my salary. And making that kind of money, I had to reinvest it. So the very first thing I did is I hired an accountant who could manage all of my finances and support me in my business. The next thing I did is I invested in other businesses. So let me talk to you about my family, right? My aunt, she has been in this country 25 years now. And she was the one who brought me to this country and helped me with my first job. Now, as soon as I was independent, they came to me to understand how they could be independent as well. Now, she's been a salesperson in the logistics industry for 25 years, and I looked at her sheet. These are the sales that you're doing. This is the cost of sales, and this is the return on investment. I said, that looks like a great business. Why are you still working? You're making someone else rich. Let's start you a business. And immediately we started a business which was into logistics services, and it's called Cargo Connections. Now, it started small initially 3 years ago or 2 years ago now. And today that business is making 25 million dirhams annually in turnover.
Yes,
Congratulations. I love that.
Right? So it's fast. And that's exactly what I kept doing. The minute I had a little bit extra income, I started investing in my various different businesses. And today we're running 8 companies around the world, including the UK, Europe, UAE, and India, which is now turning over $8 million globally. So this is, I would say, only because of the way this country is. Anywhere you go, you meet new people, you get new ideas, you build new connections, and suddenly you have a new business. Let me tell you about, I went for an event, a networking event, where I met some people who were in the business loan industry. And because I'm already working with businesses, I already have a pool of clients who could benefit from their services. Now, we partnered up, and I already have a business loan and a mortgages business because I went for an event and I met with a person who had the right connections. And there you go, I have another business which is doing business loans and mortgages. So the culture is supportive in this country, and no one's looking down on you when you're actually making money. You know, we're always helping each other, and that's what I would say has helped me grow these businesses to multi-million dollars. And yeah, that's my life, I would say, in
the
3 years.
culture.
The culture is hungry. Someone said to me the other day, it's in the air.
Yes.
There was no way to describe it. It was like, there's just something in the air that makes you hungry, that motivates you, that inspires you.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, I'm going to the gym now. I mean, that says it all, right? So,
But I do think that, you know, we go to networking events, you're right, you meet people and they're doing something interesting and they're like, okay, well, how can you help me? How can I help you? There's just that is a
hunger,
normal
desire.
reaction. Yeah.
What do you do? Everyone's, what do you do? Right?
But
That's
it's
the two
not
questions.
it's not what do you do in a way that's like, you know, I feel like sometimes in the UK it's like, what do you do? What can I get from you?
Yeah, everyone's trying to make some moves, meet new people. It's a great space, great environment. So whilst we're talking about property, go ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to add something out there. So we've helped multiple entrepreneurs move to the UAE. For most people, you know, there's a very important saying which says, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. So people, I mean, this client of mine who was living in the UK, who's done extremely well for probably 40 years of his life and now moved to the UAE, and he has another aspect of life altogether. He was already living a good lifestyle in the UK, but now that's his floor and he has another ceiling to achieve. So that's what the whole culture and the atmosphere does to you, is you want to achieve more.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I think that's so true. I know this is it's going to be a Bianca example here, but I know. Wait for it. I've never seen so many Birkins in a shopping mall.
Was you counting your own?
I was not, because I don't typically just take my Birkin to but it's just,
You don't take
like,
it to the gym with you?
It's standard here. Like, people just walking around, and I'm saying it in jest, but you know, big watches, big handbags. Like, there is, and I'm not saying material things are everything, but there is that feeling like
There's just more money.
There's just more money.
And you get more hungry and more motivated.
Yeah.
You're more
Because
inspired.
you're like, this woman just walking around just standardly in spinnies, aka Waitrose.
What are you doing with your
You
life?
know, just walking, just, you know what I mean?
Show me that walk.
That was her little Birkin shimmy. And so you start thinking, okay, this is the norm. And I think
start a
it
new
does
trend.
give you that motivation. The trend, what's that? The
It's
Birkin
called the
shimmy.
Birkin shimmy.
I like it. I wonder if I can get this trending on
Yeah.
social media manager. But I think that's the thing. Like, there is that feeling, like, before it was the American dream. I feel like the UAE has that kind of feeling. I've not been to America. I've not tried the American dream, but I feel like, and I don't want to go into politics, but there's a feeling that that's not as present in America anymore, but it definitely is present here. I feel like there's that aspiration that you can do it. If you want to do it with the right information, with the right people, it's possible.
I call it the promised land.
Do you?
Dubai, yeah.
Really?
It's the promised
Since
land.
when have you started calling it that?
A few times now.
Well,
More-
not to
sometimes
me.
more.
You've touched on such a topic for me,
Yeah.
Bianca. Dubai dream. It is. That's what it is, and everything that you just mentioned in your last sentence, that's exactly what it is. And my book, Dubai Dreams, Tax-Free Schemes. I've mentioned the right information for people to know what they need to know before starting the business here, from the international tax law perspective, what could hamper your business in terms of your bank account openings, and everything that a person needs to know. It's like my 15 years of experience in this country, plus the education and everything here, only written for those entrepreneurs who are looking to move to the UAE and do it the right way.
So give us some top tips. If someone was thinking, I want to move to the UAE, I've been thinking about it, and I want to do it within 12 months. I don't know if 12 months is the timeline, but let's call it 12 months,
Sure.
right? What should they be? I know they should buy the book, of course, because that's what's going to give them. I mean, Byron, flash the book at them. But like, if you were going to give us your top couple of tips, what should they be thinking about doing in preparation to move?
Okay. So first you need to know what are you going to do when you are in the UAE. Especially if you're a digital entrepreneur, it's quite simple for you to move because you can work from anywhere in the world and still earn the same living. Now, the next thing is you need to understand what are the tax laws in case if you wish to establish in the UAE and you still wish to live in the UK because you're still planning 12 months ahead. That means you're just testing the waters right now. Do not do anything illegal before you've actually moved out, right? Which means just don't start invoicing your UAE company or your UK companies and so on unless you have the right management and control in place. Next, you want to make sure that your bank account and everything is established before you are here. And then you slowly, gradually start making the move. And when you are ready to completely switch, that's when you move here and you also make sure that you let the HMRC know that you've actually moved. Because setting up your company and doing everything is fine. But if the HMRC does not know that you've actually left the country, they could come saying that we don't know you ever left. Right?
Yeah.
So,
You better inform them.
What form do they need to fill out to tell them they've left?
so if you're an employed person, there's something called Form P85. And if you are, let's say, a business owner, you can always do it in your self-assessment. Then you and let them know that your address has moved and you're no longer a tax resident of that country. And you could also get a UAE tax residency certificate while you're doing your self-assessment and let them know that you're no longer a tax resident there.
I have never in my life, right, filed my tax return so early.
Early. So early.
The way I was excited to file the tax return and inform them I am no longer
When he sent me
a
that
UK resident. Oh.
Except.
And then I got the message, please make sure you pay by the 31st of Jan. But anyway, so tell us a bit about the book. Why you created it and who it's for.
So it's for those digital nomads who are looking for safe place, I would say, to move to. And there's so much of confusion out there in the world where can they actually go to? Because there are other countries in the world that can give you the same tax benefits or even better. But why you should choose Dubai compared to the other jurisdictions? For example, let's say the Caribbean regions, they still have those zero taxes, but from international compliances, it gets difficult for them to actually move around with their funds into these countries. It can get blocked or never arrive. And most countries look at them as a tax haven. So they're already on a gray list or a black list of some countries. It gets difficult for them to move money. Probably if you choose Hong Kong, uh, it's not easy for you to open a bank account in Hong Kong. You actually have to travel there to open a bank account unless you choose like a EMI to open a bank account with. And if something goes wrong with your bank account, you have to travel all the way to Hong Kong or find somebody there to do it for you. But what separates the UAE, other than the tax benefits, is the growth culture, which we both have experienced and we are living it. So I would say that's the unique point of this country: the safety, the growth culture, the mindset of the people that just helps you grow. So you're not someone who's just looking to save taxes, but actually grow your business by saving taxes, investing more in your business and growing your business and having and living a better lifestyle. So those are all the concepts that are covered, all the different steps before you start establishing your company here. What can you do? What are the allowable, I would say, amounts that you could take from the UK, let's say, if you're someone who's recently moved from the UK, let's say your rental income has to be taxed in the UK. But if you're a UAE tax resident and if you're selling a business in the UK, you could completely avoid capital gains taxes on that business. And so many such concepts that are available in this that people, especially from the UK, can learn from and implement in their business or if they plan to move in the UAE.
What other jurisdictions do you work with? So I know we focus on the UK a lot because that's our experience, but
Yes.
Are you seeing people coming in from other territories, and which ones?
Every country of the world, any high tax jurisdiction. So we do have a lot of clients from Europe, Germany, Slovakia, and my partner, who's one of the top 10 tax lawyers in Slovakia. So we have a lot of clients from Slovakia. We have clients from Russia who are, relocating because of all the problems that they have with the country with the war right now. And yeah, there are many other countries that are relocating to UAE. Even Indians are setting up their businesses in the UAE for expansion and growth, I would say. And it's just the center of the world. You are 6 hours away from Europe or 3 hours away from Asia. So it gives you the mobility to expand your business in different jurisdictions. And especially if you're someone who's a trader importing from China, Taiwan, it's easy place for you to be in and to trade with the world.
Love that. So a message to anybody watching this and you're still here. You have two choices. You can read the book or you can hire the author. Whichever is your preference. Right?
And it should be the latter. Hire the author. Or do both.
Whatever's within your budget.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Self-Made Maximum Achievement Summit Dubai. I know you heard about the last one and you missed it and you regretted it and you watched the videos and you had FOMO. Well, I don't want that for you this time.
Tell them what it is, B.
No, you tell them.
5 days in Dubai with us. And let me break down what those 5 days include. So day number 1, we've got the incredible yacht networking experience. Do not miss that. I didn't say anymore. Y'all know I love networking, but let's do it the self-made way on a yacht with some sun and some sea. Then we have let's just get to the party. I mean, people just want to know about the fun stuff. Then we get to the business stuff. We have it. Of course, we've got to do brunch, right? We've got to have that experience, food, drinks included, etc. But actually, we have the business side too. So every day there is a learning element to it. So we actually have hired this whole building, this studio that we're recording in today, because we want you guys to record content for your page, because we recognize that the attention is key for you to grow as a business, as an individual. So we'll be teaching you what to say in the studio, but also you'll be going to get it recorded, edited, and delivered to you. In addition to that, we have an incredible photo shoot because lifestyle images are important, but also you need more content. Listen, we have packed out those 5 days with training from me, training from Bianca on personal branding, on how to influence people. Because sales is one thing, but do you have the ability to influence someone to make a decision. There's a slight difference to that. And I've been able to master that over the years. And I'm going to be teaching this for the very first time. And I know I went straight to the fun side of it, but listen, this is the business side of it as well. And then, of course, we have some incredible special guests planned and booked for you. If you're interested in this, you want to have a conversation with myself and the team about the Maximum Achievement Summit 2026 Dubai, reach out to us. Do not wait, because we have limited availability for this. We'll all be staying in the same place. It is going to be a fun one.
Incredible.
Do not miss. You can see how I got passionate about it.
You were very passionate about it.
I didn't even take a breath.
You didn't. I was trying to get in there and I couldn't. So I'll see you in Dubai, guys.
See you there. Cool. Go ahead.
I was going to talk about India. Obviously, you're from India. How has moving to Dubai changed your life? I don't know what your life was like in India, but it'd be good to get some background, because I think, there is a perception that people move from the UK and so on and for the want of a better life, but there's other places, right? So what was your life like in India before moving here?
Well, I come from a very, I would say, middle class to a lower middle class family in India. Growing up, my father, he was always on the ship. So initially when he was working on the ship, things were good for us. But then...
What does working on the ship mean? Give me some context.
So he was, let's say, a steward on the ship, right? So that he was 9 months on the ship and 4 months in the country. So that had a steady, I would say, income for us until he was on the ship. But then my sister passed away when I was 13.
Sorry.
And because I'm living with a stepmother he couldn't completely trust, so he actually left his job and came to India and started a new business. Now, this is a trucking business. He put all of his life savings in that. And within a month, that truck got robbed. So we didn't actually have any means of survival when this happened. So that actually got us into poverty. I would say we didn't even sometimes have food on the table. That is my growing up days. And somehow my father managed to get me through my education. And as soon as I was 17, I started working. I started working for a call center in Mumbai, where I learned sales. I was 17 and I was selling debt consolidation. I didn't even know what that was, really. Next, I moved to American Express and I was doing debt collection for American Express, and that to third party, the worst of a kind.
I can imagine.
And that's when I completed my education and I moved to JP Morgan. And this is where I learned a lot in my life, from how to present yourself, how to speak to people, how to speak to clients. And the very important message that I learned from there is building lifelong engaged relationships. This was the motto and is probably the motto of JP Morgan Chase. And that's what I have also incorporated in all of our businesses, in the way I live, in the way I operate with people. And yeah, so as soon as I was done with JP Morgan, I moved to the UAE. And that's when I started working again in Mashreq, and I was working as initially just selling balance transfers and easy cash over the phone. After that, 2 years, I got promoted to a voice relationship manager. And this is where I started learning about businesses, how businesses operate, and so on. But in essence, from being in India through the life that I've had, living in the UAE, I would say, has been a blessing for me. I have learned a lot. I have improved myself, and I would say even I've been able to help my family do better with everything. So yeah, I'm so blessed that I am in this country.
Yes, absolutely.
Did your dad move here, or?
My dad is now in India, and he is currently, I would say, managing the farming business that we have. And it was his passion that we grew into a business now.
Oh, incredible.
Love that.
That's what we all work hard for, right?
Absolutely.
To make our
Yes.
family happy, to let them do the things they love.
that you want to do and love. So, even though we know we're all happy here in the promised land, if you had to choose another territory to start your business or live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Before starting the companies, I always wanted to live in the Netherlands. Yes, because I was a big fan of techno, and there are a lot of techno parties going on there.
That's a good reason.
Good reason, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you ask me today, I wouldn't see anything other than the UAE to be the best place for me to live or grow my
But you have
business.
to choose another somewhere else. You have to choose one. Netherlands.
Yes, why not?
He's saying he's grown out of his
He said,
raving
"I'm going.
days.
He's not partying no
He's
more.
not partying anymore.
He wasn't playing any techno on the boat. What happened?
Well, I like to listen to different kind of music, but I know when the crowd is not a techno crowd,
Okay,
I
you
wouldn't
played to the
play.
crowd, yeah. All right, we give you a pass.
He said he saw you and he
So
said no.
on that note, you took us out for a beautiful boat experience. We went out and Bianca was not happy with you after that.
I'm so
wasn't.
sorry about
Yeah.
that.
What happened?
Well, because when I went home, I told her that I'm gonna get my boat license, just like Stallone. And I think I don't know if it's a company tax deductible expense yet, but
That's
I'm
why I
gonna get
wasn't
it.
happy, because you want to
You
get a boat
just
license.
looked at me. I remember you like,
I mean, I'm used to you coming up with a new plan every day. I don't think this is unfair.
are y'all watching this?
This is not.
But maybe we could have it at least 50% tax deductible, because you know what it has done personally for me has helped me
clients.
grow my business. Right? I mean, now we have the one-of-one family, right? And they're all clients who've moved from the UK and living in the same building as we.
Oh,
And
yes,
we
yes,
keep
yes.
going out on the boat, you know, probably every other month. And sometimes there are clients that are coming in that I am able to take them out. And it just helps me connect
of
with
course.
people,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And every time we do that, it's a reason for them to even promote my business even more. I can tell you a very familiar example. He's not even a client now. I would say he's a friend. I met him at a conference that we established in UK. He came to the UAE. His name is Henry. And I took him out on the boat. He was planning to set up in the UAE, but he didn't till now. But then that helped us connect so much and speak about business opportunities that now he is hosting webinars for me amongst his people. And he has new investment ideas because he's into property consulting. Other than just the UK, he's also able to explore the UAE market for himself. And it's a cross business that's happening just because of that one boat trip.
Look at that. So that's another reason why
I don't know why you're
should-
painting
you
this
should
picture.
endorse me
Byron.
to get my boat license.
To be clear,
You gonna pay for half?
let me be clear.
pay for half?
Let me finish. When we decide to move here, I said to myself, I'm going to join two clubs.
And what
For
was
me,
that?
nothing to do with you. A yacht club and a golf club.
When you say yacht club, expand.
Because remember when we first came, one of our mentees, female, had started to get her boating license.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I want to network more widely, but I want to do an activity. So I want to find a women's kind of yacht club and a women's golf situation. Doesn't have to be women's, to be fair, but you know, whatever. And so I don't know why you're pretending that I hadn't already told you this before we went on the boat.
Well, darling, now I have your close...
husband, were you not listening?
Well, that is highly possible too.
Right. This
But
sounds more likely.
I'm just happy that we are in agreement.
I don't care if you go to.
Would you like to pay half of my boating?
No, because I'm going to have to pay for my own. Why would I pay? That's now 1.5. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, you both could get the same membership, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's there you go. It's problem solved.
No, I want
You
my
see,
own.
Stallone is here for
No, I don't want
What is happening?
joint.
Why?
Why does
What does
everything-
joint mean? What does it
I don't
what
want
do you mean?
joint.
You just pay a little bit extra and then you both can be captains. Look, you won't both be going at the same time, right?
I want you to
Unless-
call me captain.
Don't know what kind of
Moving
business
on
you think this
swiftly.
is. Wow.
Okay, cool. So that's good. That's good to know. I'm down. I want
How
to
long?
learn.
How long? 12 weeks? How long was it? How long did you say
I'm sorry?
to get our
learn-
license?
To learn to be a
It's
captain.
just 2 days.
2 days.
2 days?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't want this. This is too quick. That's too quick.
No, it's
Water
2
is a very
days for you to
dangerous thing.
get your license,
Okay, fine.
but practicing it requires months. I mean, personally, I've taken a captain to guide me for at least 4 months every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Okay.
Sounds fun. Get down with this.
Okay.
Every Sunday, the family. Can other people come on the boat at the
You
same
don't
time?
course,
want to
of
put the
course.
baby on the boat when you're
There's a
learning.
yacht in there.
What if you crash?
No,
There's a captain there?
It's completely safe.
How can you go with a captain and be worried about crashing?
That's the last place you want
To
to
be
have an
frank,
accident, you know.
Byron, we went out of Stallone without checking his credentials. We had
That's
no
true.
idea. It was a very risky strategy.
Well, I didn't do the due diligence. I left that to you.
No, what he said we're going on a yacht thing. I just thought there was going to be another captain.
We didn't know you.
When we got on the
didn't know
boat,
you were driving
we were
until the
very
day.
surprised.
We were like,
We were like, so where's the captain? He
where's
was
the
like,
captain?
we were like, what are you doing?
Where's the life jacket? All right.
The things you do in Dubai, guys.
Do you think the boating business is a good business? Like, you know, like for tour, like, you know, you see all these
And then
yachts,
buying
the
a yacht,
yachts.
yeah.
Buy a yacht, rent it out. Is it a good business?
I've considered that, and I was almost ready to pull the trigger on it. Yes, it is. The return on investment is at least 20% if you were to do that, even after giving it to a third party to
Manage
actually
it.
run the business for you.
That's not bad. And then you get some use of it as well for your own experiences. Lifestyle business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So one thing I think is important to say, in the UAE, you need a new business license per activity
Yes.
that you want to do.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about all these things, I know that's probably similar to UK, but UK, you kind of have some flexibility around, you know, but in the UAE, you need a different license for each type
Everything,
of thing.
different category.
But if considering the new tax conditions and the tax laws in the UAE, I would rather have a new business license for each different business, because, for example, if I am into the yachting business compared to a consultancy business, I have $100,000 each company as tax-free allowance. And each business also could claim its small business relief. So it's more beneficial to have a different license compared to having one license doing multiple
Everything,
activities.
yeah. So spread it.
Let's go back to the maths on that. The cost per license, say you don't need the visa, how much is it per license for each business?
Now, it depends.
Per year?
25,000 dirhams.
Sure, but then we were talking about visas as well. So I want to make it super clear for everyone.
Yeah, but you may have your visa already as an.
I understand. So I said without a
Sure.
visa. If
So
you have
without
an
a visa,
additional
you can
license-
establish your license just for 5,000-6,000 dirhams even.
Okay.
Right?
So for those watching this who don't know the conversion, around £1,000,
Yes.
you can establish a new business license.
Yes.
And that new business license will allow you to have up to £100,000 tax-free allowance.
$100,000, yes,
sorry.
375,000 dirhams,
Yeah.
so roughly 80,000 pounds.
£80,000 tax-free allowance.
Yes.
So I want to make that clear. So say that again, because we can cut that for Instagram. So if you establish a new business, tell us a story. Each business.
So it's beneficial for you to have a new business for a new activity, because you have a different tax allowance for each activity that you do. For example, if you're in the yachting business compared to a consultancy business, you have two benefits. As a small business and a new business, you could first take the tax-free allowance up to 375,000 dirhams or up to $100,000, completely 0% for each business, right? And if both your businesses are making under 600,000 pounds, you can also claim small business relief and pay zero on both those businesses and save your taxes.
So £600,000 over what period of time? In a year?
In a year, in total revenue.
We love that. So let's talk about our partnership and our collaboration. So people will have seen already us talking about Alliance Street and talking about yourself as the go-to people and the go-to places for tax advice, for company formation, etc. But the question I have for you is this: what made you decide to go on this journey with us and partner with us and sponsor 10 episodes? Why did you decide to do that? What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm going to do this with these guys?
Okay.
I'm curious to know.
It's more to do with the both of you.
Yeah.
I would say, as I said earlier as well, I love you guys, the way you are, the way you present yourself. And it's just a respect that I have for you, you see. I mean, we don't know what happens in future, but I think the mutual respect that I have for you, because of that very reason I said, and I believe in what you will do and you will be successful. So I would say it is my honor to be a part of your journey, and sponsoring this, yes, okay, no problem. But being a part of your journey is more important for me than anything else.
Absolutely. And we thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's going to be an incredible journey. It's going to be an incredible ride. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
So on that note, let's just talk about then just a quick summary of all the things that you can help somebody from the UK achieve with your services?
So we can help people in the UK if they're looking to relocate to the UAE, tax advisory, tax structuring services. Other than that, my partner recently was joined me, Carl. He's already been, he's from the UK and he's been doing CFO services that we mentioned. So if you're a business in the UK and want to grow your business and want to know how to profit from your business even more, we can also help you with CFO services. Other than that, in case if you're someone who's looking to buy a real estate in the UAE and still want to live in the UK, we can do a 50% mortgage, 60% mortgage. So mortgage services or business loans, factoring invoices that we can do. We also have our own cargo business that we can help you move your containers and air freight, sea freight, whatever you may need. Accounting, bookkeeping, tax advisory. So anything that you need in the UAE, we can help you provide that.
Excellent.
Love that.
Now, I do have a small problem, actually. Now you mentioned cargo. I have a little matter of a luxury car that is a right-hand drive. Yeah, right-hand drive. And every time I try and consider moving it to the UAE, I'm met with a roadblock. I think they don't want right-hand drive, and I got to switch it to left-hand drive, and all these
Yes.
kinds of stress. I don't want the stress.
In
Help!
short, how can you get Bianca's G-Wagon here?
Help!
That's what he's asking. That
Help.
is what he's asking.
Have you not seen my Geely?
Yeah.
I do love my little Geely, actually.
Yes, dear. Yes.
But I would like to bring over Bianca's G-Wagon.
Yes.
But we know that it's got all kinds of technical problems.
Tell us.
Is it possible?
Is it possible?
It's possible as long as you're able to then move your right hand to drive, left hand drive, and then drive it.
Oh, it sounds
That's
like
possible. You will
Is that
be
possible?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that-
Yes, it's
Yeah, it's
possible.
possible.
Yes, it's possible.
Is it financially sensible? Like, does it cost? Is it
No,
crazy?
no, of course. It's quite economical. It's not going to cost you so much to do that.
But you have to register it, I bet. There's a tax to
Yes.
be paid.
You would have import duties and so on that you would need to be paying, but it's not going to be as much as you'd probably be expecting it to be in the UK.
But the one thing I worry about with this, right, is, it's not a GCC car. It's going to be like a UK car. Is the sand going to trouble it? The engine? It starts making me stress.
So there's no such thing. There are a lot of American cars that are out here in the UAE. There are European cars that are out in the UAE that are being sold. Maybe when you're selling it, you might not get a great price for it because it's not a GCC car. But as long as there's no accident on it, you're still good for it.
The aircon will be fine, is what we're.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it'll be fine.
aircon, some
Because that's the
cars.
question mark.
Maybe some it's the Chinese cars sometimes.
I don't know.
The aircon is
I
a
don't know.
bit.
That's the story.
All right, cool. Do you have any questions for us? Just 5 minutes, you go. We're going to just chill.
And then I'm going quick fire after this.
Then we're going quick fire round.
How has your transition been so far with moving to the UAE?
Complicated.
Let's break this down. So, luckily, we've been doing this for 5 years, half and half, but now we're here full time. The initial move was hell. It was the most challenging thing ever. And I think moving house is one challenge. Moving countries is a whole new ball game with baby grandma whilst operating businesses at the same time. And I think I'll speak for myself. Maybe I underestimated that. Then I got sick at the same time. So I was out for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I never get sick. And I think because I was just trying to push through, it just kept me down. So I think that initial transfer and then the house dramas and everything else, that initial process was absolute hell. Now that's done. Oh my God. I wish I did this before. I just smile when I'm out now, and the things that I do, and every day there's a reason to smile and be happy, and opportunities, but just lifestyle as well. Even just things with the baby and just your home environment. I got new types of Byron problems. I don't know if you see my Instagram, but there's Byron problems now. So I'm just like, I don't even want to put too many Byron problems on the internet right now because it just seems like I'm taking liberty. So I'm just like, let me relax. But honestly, happy, excited, ready. And yeah, I'm just like, it's going to be a new chapter, 2026. Let's go. I'm excited. How about you? What's your take?
Yeah, I definitely think now we feel settled. We've got our home. Everything's good. We're about to get a car and whatever, you know. But I think that initial move, I think not often do I say if I could go back. Like, I'm not really a go back person. I'm a move forward person. But in this scenario, I've been like, oh, if I could go back, I wouldn't have done this.
Yes.
I would have changed this.
Hindsight's a wonderful
But
thing.
hindsight's a wonderful thing. And so I think beyond that, now I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward to 2026. You know, we're going to, so many things and we're going to be doing. And yeah, it's exciting.
And how's the weather treating you? Because
Oh.
that's something everyone complains from the UK.
What they complain about? What
No, it's too hot.
Yeah,
do they?
yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah.
What is wrong with them?
That's
Why would
crazy.
you move to a country that is actually a desert and then complain about heat? It doesn't make any sense.
Do you know what? I remember when we first started coming over, and everyone was like, "It's too hot. We're not gonna go." We were like,
And we used to come over in August.
we used to come in the summer all the time, and it was always cheaper as well.
Yeah.
But we used to love it because it's like we've been deprived of this sunshine for so long. Now we've got a bit of sun. We're like, just give me sun. So far, it's not been too crazy. We've had a couple of days where it's been like unbearable, but that was more in the summertime. But so far, it's cool.
It's been good.
It's fine. We haven't had to use the aircon that much, to be fair, as well.
It's like in the morning, our son wants to go to the playground, take him to the playground. In the evening, he wants to go to the playground, take him to the playground. And it's still warm.
Context, it's like 100 meters away.
Yeah, so
So
like,
it's
yeah,
not
it's beautiful.
far.
Yeah, so he can just go himself.
Yeah,
When he's old enough.
trying. He's trying.
When he's old enough, he will be going there. He lets you know he wants
He
to go.
picked up his bike. He was like,
Yeah,
oh.
he's like off. So yeah, the weather's good. We're loving
Yeah,
the weather.
good.
I haven't done much like holiday kind of. You know, before you might go to the pool or the beach.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I think the Dubai lifestyle that people have in their mind when they think about Dubai is based on what they see on social media,
Yeah.
which is often based on people on holiday.
Yes.
And I think it's now like, this is not a holiday anymore. This is your real life.
Yes.
And so maybe we're not doing as much of the things we would have done previously because now it feels like we can do it any day.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
probably need to, now we're getting more
need to-
adjusted.
we
We
need
need
to
to
be-
up
yeah.
the fun stuff again.
Yeah.
So I've not even been to the pool that is like 100 meters from our house. It's ridiculous.
Well, I have.
I'm sure you have. So yeah, it's definitely it's incredible. It is. Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, we're enjoying it.
So let me give you. I've got some quick fire questions.
Don't
all
think
right?
about it. Just answer.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. What is the biggest lie that UK people believe about moving to Dubai?
Just moving to Dubai would be tax free, I would say.
There's different types of taxes. I know it's quick fire, but I need to add
That's
this,
okay.
right?
Cool.
Dubai is tax free in some respects, but it's not. It's equally as expensive, if not more expensive. But it's a consumption based environment.
Yeah.
So the more you earn, the more you spend, the more it costs, right? And there's fees for every form of consumption. So you drive more, fee. Whatever it is that you're doing, there's more.
You say you drive more feet. What do you mean?
Toll charges.
Oh, okay, fine. Sure.
The bigger your house, the bigger your DWA bill, your
fine.
electricity bill, your housing, things that you never knew was a tax.
Municipality charges.
All
and,
these
yeah.
things like, oh, what's that? Oh, I've got to pay a deposit for this. What? So the tax is almost, you're just paying in a slightly different
But it's
way.
like you can choose what you want.
Consumption based.
Consumption, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're not, if you want to just, stay in your corner.
But I think that's the beauty of it, right? You can choose what you want to be and how you want to live in this country. I mean, I know of my office boy from the last organization I was with. He's on a salary of 1,000 dirhams. And back home, he's built a 3-story bungalow.
1,000
Wow.
dirhams.
Yes.
1,000
Crazy.
£200.
Yes.
Crazy.
And he's built something back home.
Yes, which is 3-story.
Wow.
And that shows, people say, oh, slave labor, blah, blah, blah.
That's the biggest argument, isn't it?
Oh, this slave labor, yeah.
You can have a 5 dirham shawarma, which is £1, or a $10,000 dinner is not sufficient for you.
Yeah.
So it's the lifestyle
Facts.
that you choose. I mean, people can spend 1,000 dirhams on rent or 5,000 dirhams. You choose what you want to. So There are some people who have that mindset that they're here just to make money and want to go back home and save everything. And a lot of people do that. But a lot of people, they want to enjoy the lifestyle, and that's when they spend the money, which is on themselves. You want to live in a big mansion, you have to pay for the cost. You want to save your money, you live in Sharjah. I mean, it's much, much more economical.
Yeah, you're right.
On that note, so I know you're coming back to this.
It's okay. Don't worry about my quick fire. Go on, Byron.
I don't know if you knew this, but Bianca tried to get me to move to Sharjah.
Sharjah.
Yes, he's laughing at you.
No, worse still. I didn't know. No, this is what happened.
took me
Look,
out.
No, hold on, Byron. Be unfair. Look, I didn't know, okay? You know what it's like. Sometimes you see on social media, certain posts come up showing you the potential houses you could get for the money, right?
Yes.
So there was a lot of posts about Ajman, Sharjah, and Ras Al Khaimah.
Yeah.
I voted Ras Al Khaimah. He said it was too far. So I said, okay, fine. And Ras Al Khaimah, for context, everybody, you could have got a villa on the beachfront,
Absolutely. yeah.
actual beach,
With
For the money.
your own
with
beach,
your own beach.
private
What kind of
beach.
money? So for context,
For like, I think it was maybe like 3 million, maybe I don't know.
£600,000.
Like,
Okay.
I think
That-
so,
yeah,
something like that. Maybe
£600,000.
You can rent one for £50,000.
right.
Yeah.
So £50,000, right? So actual villa on the beach, your own beach. Okay. In Ajman, you can get a whole 6-bedroom house with en suites, with a driveway, half circle, crescent, blah blah blah. Looks incredible on Instagram for about £1 million dirhams, £200,000. No,
Yeah.
maybe 1.2.
Yeah.
So that's equivalent to like a deposit for a house
Yes.
here.
Yes.
So I said, let's have a look. That's the story.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm glad that you've done your research for everything, but it's about the lifestyle at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
So that
we would
was
have
the
been the
problem.
only people that lived in this
Road.
road. And I was like, we were hungry. We went to go and get some food.
Yeah.
There's no hotels. There's no
There was
nothing.
no restaurants.
I was
The
like,
corner shop was a bit
I didn't
interesting.
come to the UAE to suffer.
Yeah.
So let me not. Let's just relax. This is not the lifestyle that I want right now. If you want to go over
I
there,
still want to go to Ras Al Khaimah though.
No, it's a great place,
Yeah.
and it is the future, I would say. The world's
what I told you.
largest
Now Stallone has said
casino is being built there.
I saw that it's
So-
happening. It's moving
Yeah, and the
now.
property prices are crazy. I personally have achieved more than 120% appreciation in less than 3 years with my property.
He's not living there. He's investing there.
Yes.
Right?
Do you plan to live there at some point?
I've lived there. I mean, when I initially started, I
Doesn't know
used to
more.
manage properties as Airbnb, and I've lived there quite a bit. But yes, it has been tremendous growth after I moved to Dubai with my business as well. So
Not going back there. He's
I feel like
where
we
his
should go and
space
see
is.
it.
He's got a
By
whole.
the time you decide that I'm right, the property price is going to be 400 times more than it was when
it's
I suggested
already
it.
a
It's already,
studio
see.
that I bought for 280,000 dirhams, right? What was it now? 60,
60,000, yeah.
60,000 pounds. Today it's listed at 550,000 dirhams for that same property, right? Now, other than that, any new studios that are being launched is starting at 900,000 dirhams.
Crazy.
So you can imagine the same
Yeah.
area.
3x. You're gonna 3x that at least. Are you gonna sit on it or are you gonna sell it?
Well, for now, I'm enjoying the rental returns
Yeah.
because it's just, passive income. So
Yeah.
that's what you want to build when you're trying to grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And right now, who's kind of living in Iraq? Is it
It's-
families and
No, yeah, there are families,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are moving there because of the constructions that are going on.
yeah?
Okay, back to
All
your
right,
quick
back to my
fire.
quick
Yeah,
fire
sorry.
questions. Okay. What's the fastest way someone can accidentally trigger a UK tax bill after moving to Dubai?
Not letting the HMRC know that you
That's
moved.
easy. Okay, cool. Let's see. What's the difference between those who moved to Dubai successfully and those who moved back within 2 years?
Not doing it the right way.
Give us one or
Not
two things.
having the complete information before moving to Dubai.
Like what? Give us just a couple.
Well, for example, if you've established your business here thinking and moved here thinking that everything is going to be great, and then suddenly you start spending a lot more money on everything else on your lifestyle, and then you see that you're not actually saving anything onto your living here, right? So that is one reason you would decide that, okay, no, it's better for me to go
Underestimating the
back. Yeah.
costs.
Okay. What's the biggest business myth in Dubai you wish would disappear?
That Dubai is tax-free, I would say. That's not true. Yeah,
Okay.
anymore.
What is one foundational principle about money, tax, or structure that every entrepreneur should learn early?
Money,
Yeah, what one principle should people know about money, tax, or structure that every entrepreneur should learn early? That is not really a short question. I can,
yeah, I
That's a
think
long
I-
question.
we can
That's
cut
a-
that one.
What kind of quick fire question is that?
I mean, it was provided to me. All right, final question. How can a founder future-proof their business in Dubai as the regulations evolve?
when you are a founder, you should really think of your growth and business plan 5 years in advance and then build a structure around what you want to build in 5 years from now.
Okay, and final one about bookkeeping.
Yes.
Because I think there's a perception, this is not a quick fire, this is just something that's come to mind. There's a perception that you can just start here and because it's tax-free or whatever, maybe there's no need for accounting and bookkeeping and so on. I want you to just talk about that.
Absolutely not true. I mean, you really need to keep a record of everything that you're doing. UAE is not tax-free anymore. You need, I mean, of course, you can claim small business relief, but that's just for a period of time, 1 or 2 years until it's available. But other than that, you still need to justify yourself as to what you're spending on the company and how your net profit has derived. Because in case if there is any audit, which till date we've not heard for corporate taxes, but if there is any audit, you need to be able to justify based on accounting principles that yes, this is your actual net profit.
And that is why you need Alliance Street.
On that note, we are done. It is over. The dream is over. So, hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please like, comment, subscribe. And of course, if you need to get in contact with Stallone and Alliance Street for anything to do with your move to the UAE, or even if you are here and you need advice, because even like banking is sometimes challenging, not necessarily personal for business, please reach out to these guys. They're absolutely incredible. We use them ourselves. And on that note, I'm Dr. Byron Cole.
And I'm Bianca Miller Cole.
And you've been listening to
Self-made, unfiltered.